Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. That's right, it's Wednesday, new album, new product review day today, where we look at some of the cool new things coming out, maybe sometimes not so cool, in the worlds of heavy metal, hard rock, classic rock, prog rock, and jazz fusion. That's kind of what we cover here. So today we've got a brand new DGM release. Of course, you know DGM, all things King Crimson related. This particular one is a cool little box set. Robert Fripp in Washington Square Park. Of course, Washington Square Park in New York City, near Washington Square. This is a CD-DVD set of some solo Frippertronic recordings from July and August 1981 in New York City, recorded by Robert and his tape machine and his Gibson Les Paul and his amp and effects loops and all that sort of thing. You've also got it on DVD, so you've got 11 tracks on the CD, and then the DVD, which has all the audio content in various surround sound mixes, DTS digital surround, quad 4.1, stereo mixes, PCM stereo 20, 24/48, so on and so forth. So let's take a look at this, shall we? Cool little slipcase, right? And then inside you've got, look at Mr. Young Robert Fripp there. Doesn't he look dapper? All right, there's the tape machine. And then we've got both the CD and the DVD housed here. On the CD side underneath, you've got a little library of stuff there. And then over on the other side of the wall, you've got, there's Robert. Looking a little naughty, right? He's looking like he did something he doesn't want you to know about. He's probably saying to himself, just you wait. In about 40 years, you'll be watching crazy videos of me and my wife doing all sorts of weird videos, singing weird songs, and so on and so forth. How about the booklet? Kind of a strange place for Robert Fripp to be playing, right? In a church, of all places. But that's basically what he did, right? He just set up there, had his loops playing, okay, and just soloed over the top of them. I do want to read you some stuff here once I get done showing you. It's a kind of cool little essay, I think, which describes everything on this release quite good. So here we go. Bear with me. Robert Fripp's live Frippertronic performances usually fell into two parts. Firstly, he would create the Frippertronic loops using the tape delay system with the two Revox tape recorders as seen in the photographs. Okay, that's right there. Having created these loops, he would then rewind the tape and play them back, soloing over the top. Because the original loops were created and recorded on tape, virtually all of these exist in our archives. The solos, however, were not recorded and in general only exist on bootlegs. The performances at Washington Square Church are a rare exception. It would appear that the engineer realized that while the loops were being played back on one of the two Revox tape machines, the other was sitting idle and could be used to record the solos. The tape archives, therefore, contain not only the original loops, played in 8 performances over 6 days, but also a stack of tapes intriguingly labeled Washington Square solos. Sadly, that was all they said. No indication of which solo might have belonged over which loop or even on which day. Quite the conundrum here, right? When the tapes were first discovered, I made a quick attempt. This is by David Singleton, by the way, who wrote this. When the tapes were first discovered, I made a quick attempt at matching them up. While it was easy to create exciting sounds by, for example, playing an A minor solo over an A minor loop, it was highly unlikely that this was faithfully recreating any of the original performances, with the right loop and the right solo matched in exactly the right way. Where I failed, Alex Stormy Monday succeeded. He discovered that if you listened very carefully and at dangerously high volumes to the silence between the notes on the solos, you could very faintly hear the accompanying loop in the background, recorded via the electric pickup on the guitar. He painstakingly matched the exact bleep bleep that could be heard on each solo track to the exact same bleep bleep on each of the original loops. He then sent me the very first multi-track of a live Frippertronic concert with the loops on one pair of tracks and the solos painstakingly placed on the right place on another. This was obviously exciting from an archival point of view and deserving of a place in a box set. I soon realized, however, that this was much more. This was some of the best playing that I'd ever heard from Robert, a unique experience. There were a few tuning issues where the two tapes had drifted apart, but these were easily solved, and Live at Washington Square Church was born. The magical surprises were not yet over. The final loop needs a little further explanation. Alex had matched not just one solo to the final loop, but two. Fripp had soloed over the same loop twice, once at Washington Square Church and again 6 days later at Inroads. Accepting the challenge, I realized that the two solos were complementary and could be used together. One was fast-running lines, a little like Frame by Frame. The other a more extravagant, Scary Monsters style solo. They can both clearly be heard on the final recording. What happened roughly 2.5 minutes from the end of the piece was, however, little short of extraordinary. The Scary Monsters solo slowly faded out and finished, and at exactly that moment, the other solo, which had been playing fast-running lines in the background, immediately changed in character and became a more expansive solo. It was exactly as if Fripp had passed the solo over to himself across the time and space at 2 different venues on 2 different days, without knowing that anyone would ever be mad enough to combine them all together. The segue is exactly as it fell. I have not massaged it in any way. Sometimes music does extraordinary things. Again, written by David Singleton. So, in saying all that, obviously, if you are watching this and you're a Robert Fripp fan, you've probably heard lots of his Frippertronic soundscape type things, recordings. There's plenty of them out there. I've heard a lot of them as well. And, sometimes that's a very selective listening experience. You have to really be in the mood to play something like that, in my opinion. And I love Robert Fripp as a guitar player, but this is a little different. This is, and I agree with Mr. Singleton wholeheartedly, this is some of the best soloing you will ever hear from Robert Fripp. And there's a lot of it. Like I said, you got 11 tracks on here from recordings spread over a whole bunch of days at the church, and there are some moments where he is just blazing away. So if you have an interest in his playing and you like the kind of more the soundscapey Frippertronic stuff with all the loops kind of wishing and washing and bleeping in the backgrounds and him just going all over the place, you're going to like this. I found this a pretty fascinating experience, and then you have, of course, have the DVD and go play it on your sound system, and to even, greater sound selections and all sorts of different options you have there. So, yeah, this is quite good. Definitely, this is the kind of stuff from the archives that you like to see, where, something that you never thought you'd see come out. They had to kind of twiddle with it and tweak it a bit to get it ready for, mass consumption. But here it is, Robert Fripp, Washington Square Park, the newest little box set from DGM. Check it out. I know if all you King Crimson fans are going to want to hear this, so go ahead and listen. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together. All the damn time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Might have another 1, maybe 2 new reviews today, so stay tuned for those throughout the day. And please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell, right, so you get notified of all of our content as it posts here on the channel. We also have down there, links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as the link to our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, hats, caps, coffee mugs, stickers, all sorts of fun stuff, and all the different shows we have on the channel. We've got shirts for pretty much everything for the most part. So go check that out, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.